creates a complex and dangerous situation for the Earth's environment. Bill Collins of the IPCC report CO author said carbon dioxide is the primary thing we need to achieve zero emissions by the middle of this century. We have also shown that methane is a vital gas to reduce. This intense heat from our climate change is also impacting marine and terrestrial ecosystem.
Climate change gives a significant impact on marine ecosystem. Oceans are turning warmer and more acidic, thanks to human burning fossil fuels. The bountiful aquatic ecosystem is hurting and damaged because of this. Scientists are often called acidification as climate change evil twin. Acidification occurs because the carbon dioxide adding to the atmosphere dissolves partly in the ocean and forms a weak acid. A challenging situation is faced by any shell creatures to form their shell in ocean that is more acidic. Creatures called theropods, for instance, tiny sea snails that are being a precious food for salmon and many important fish must deal with an acidic water in ocean that dissolves its shell. Professor Emily Rifas says, when we have that combination of warming and acidification, we see the most dramatic negative effects on larvae. So they don't form their shell properly and they don't eat as well. At the end of June, a record heat waves and catastrophic effect for shellfish in the Pacific Northwest and Canada. At least 1 billion mussels die, say Elisa Gaiman, a marine ecologist at the Hakai Institute. In Goodwin Island in Virginia, the shoreline is slowly eroding. The forest that was once there is slowly replaced by salt marsh. Scientist Tyler Messersmith explains that trees cannot live in the wet, salty ground from sea level rise in York River. These forests are a great store of carbon, and as those trees slowly die, that carbon is returned to the atmosphere, which also leads to more global warming through climate change. Scientists all over the world are monitoring the negative effects of climate change and working hard to help nature heal itself.
Climate change is happening. There are many impacts of climate change and it's affecting us in so many ways. We can see it and feel it. It's happening around us because climate change affects the world we live in and the land we stand on.
Climate change affects the temperature. The American Space Agency NASA charts how much the Earth's surface temperature has increased and how fast it took place, and increased intensity of hurricanes and wildfire across the globe. July 2021 was Earth's hottest month on record. The combined land and ocean surface temperature was 0.93 degrees Celsius around the world. The land surface temperature was 1.54 degrees Celsius above the average in the northern hemisphere. On the Greek island of Evia, residents have to evacuate as fire consumes pristine forests and turns to tinder by searing summer. Another fire is burning across Greece, Turkey, and Italy during the summer as the temperature has topped 45 degrees Celsius. Intense heat and drought have triggered fire from the Mediterranean to Siberia and to California. It is indisputable that human activities are causing climate change, and human influence is making extreme climate events, including heat wave, heavy rainfall, and droughts, more frequent and severe. Sea level also rises with the impact of climate change. It rises up to 2 meters and threatens millions of people living in coastal area. Because the temperature has increased, it making the ice melt, and when the ice melt, the sea level will increase too. That excess water, according to NASA, causes change in force deep underground in the upper crust. And it's affecting seismicity because when the ice melts, it releases the ice wake on the superface and causes an earthquake.
New weather patterns, rising water, and rising temperatures damage the smallest of the ecosystem food chains. Virginia Institute of Marine Science Deborah Steinberg said, if we didn't have the biological palm, then the atmospheric carbon dioxide would be 50% higher than it is now.
The scientists already got some solution for this incident. The first one is cutting the carbon dioxide emission by adding the carbon dioxide in concrete material to stop using cement, so they can achieve the desired strength with less cement. And the other important way is reducing methane, because they thought that might be as much as half a degree of the warming. And for the marine, the scientists submerge oysters in a bed of seagrass. The purpose is to see if underwater plants can absorb carbon dioxide to protect the ocean as the ocean gets warmer and more acidic, and this is not only hurting oysters, but bountiful ecosystems around them. The NOAA Ocean Acidification Program Director, Dewijayanthi, said if we can promote the growth of seagrasses, they might benefit the instant corals that growing around them. And she said the real solution is to reduce emission around the globe. The called biological pump, pods, is also help sinking the carbon dioxide to the depths of the ocean. The scientist is collecting the seeds from seagrasses to use in the restoration projects. The species known as eelgrass also absorbs carbon, and it can handle the high atmosphere and in hope can protect the other creatures.
Hopefully, the scientists will get the best solution for this problem. We can help our Earth by doing the solution that has been funded and hopefully saves everyone, not only humans but other living things.